Hey everybody, welcome back to the Harmonics International Facebook group. Today we have a special feature. We're at Robbins Electrical Service and Repair Center. And today we're going to elaborate a bit on the mistakes you make with your amplifiers, even more so. So I'm going to introduce to you one of the professionals that works at this establishment. This is Mr. Dwayne. Mr. Dwayne is going to elaborate a bit more pertaining to what services they offer and as well introduce himself personally. Here we go. Mr. Dwayne, you can take it over.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dwayne. I work at Robbins Electrical and Repair Center. We look after amplifier, anything electronic, basically anything electronics. Amplifier, TV,
Head units and all these things.
amplifier, deck, anything in the line of.
So you guys doing Korean, Brazilian amplifiers, any amplifier?
Any amplifier.
For car radio alone or Lancet as well?
Lancet, car radio, all of them.
And from what I was made to understand, you guys stock the actual original OEM parts for these amplifiers.
Yeah.
So guys, make mention that Robbins Electrical Service and Repair Center, when your amplifier is damaged, they replace the parts with OEM replacements. So you don't have to worry that it's parts, it's a substitute. It's all these things, and then you have to worry if it's gonna last and all these things. So these guys are actually one of the professionals in Guyana, South America, right? So that is something to me. Also, do you guys fix like industrial equipment and these type of things as well?
Yes,
Electronics?
Yes. Once there's anything pertaining to current, we fix it.
Okay, lovely. Where exactly, how many years, matter of fact, have you been doing this type of work, Mr. Dwayne? You would say?
Approximately about 14 years now.
Wow, that's a long time. And it's something you love doing,
Enjoy doing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it for Mr. Dwayne. We're gonna move on to Mr. Robin himself. So I'm gonna let you guys hear a little bit from Mr. Robin. Alright guys, well, you heard from Mr. Dwayne, one of the senior technicians at Robbins Electrical Service and Repair Center. But now I'm going to hand you over to Robin himself.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Robin, so tell me a bit about this business. How long have you been in this field of electronic repairs and these type of things?
Since 2001.
That's 24 years.
Mm.
That's a long time. And how would you say it's been for you? Something you love?
It's been good. I enjoy doing it. I would have changed by now if it wasn't.
Well, everybody's familiar with Robin. If you don't know Robin, something is definitely wrong. Because Robin is a household name with where car audio is concerned and Lancets. Even for medical establishments, he fixes those electronics as well. Anything you can think about. He's probably the best, if not the best, in Guyana. Robin, tell me, when you actually receive work in terms of car audio, because remember we deal with car audio, so I'm going to ask you specific car audio questions. Car audio amplifiers, maybe Brazilian amplifiers or Korean amplifiers, right? What are some common mistakes that the normal user would make when they're either connecting these amplifiers, whether during they're doing troubleshooting, if they have an issue with audio? What are some of the common mistakes that causes these amplifiers to be blown and output sections to go bad or power supply sections to go bad? What are some of the things you would say it's common mistakes that they make?
Well, to start from the get-go at installation, you need to use a test light and soft charge the amp. I see you had a thing with doing.
We did cover it. That they need to charge the amplifier.
Yeah, that's very important. Also, while troubleshooting, do not leave the RCA in the amplifier with signal going through it and no speaker connected and switching it on. It's going to result in immediate damage, especially for the Brazilian amplifiers.
So basically what you're saying is that if someone connects the RCA into the amplifier
With signal going through.
with signal from the head unit, or if they're using a mixer a lot of instances, and you don't have the speaker wire connected on the output, you can basically damage the amplifier.
As
like
long as
that.
you switch it on, yeah.
Okay, if the remote is on.
Another issue we also get right now, calculating the amount of power needed for the amplifier. Most people would stack a set of amplifiers and have little to no regard for the amount of battery they have to power the system. So this is something you need to get right. And another thing is speaker impedance. Right, I have a lot of complaints. I have a lot of damages coming in with amplifiers where people are putting 8 speakers on a one-ohm amp. Well, they're saying it's an 8-ohm speaker, but technically, if you look at the RE, let me say the Fatal Pro 6FE 200 series,
Which is a common speaker, yeah.
right? If you check the specs on that speaker, it's available online. The RE, which is the DC resistance of the speaker, is actually 5.9 ohm. So if you put 8 of those in parallel, it's going to go to 0.7 average,
That's right.
which is below the 1 ohm rating for the amplifier.
Okay. So a lot of instances people automatically think that when it says 8 ohms, it's 8. Like say they have 8 ohm speaker, they divide 8 by 8 and they say it's 1. But it's not really 1 ohm. It's
Correct.
actually less in most instances.
Some
it's
people
less.
will get off with box rise where the ohms would go up,
In the box.
but in
itself.
some cases it doesn't happen and the unit will end up failing.
Okay. So you think it's wiser when a lot of persons, for example, if they have a 1 ohm amplifier, it's actually safer to play 6 speakers?
6 is recommended for 6, yeah.
Okay. As it relates, you were mentioning about the power. It is something in Guyana that we grow so accustomed to that most persons they would buy huge amplifiers to play their various sections, and the power is so small, but they want a lot of output, right? So you would say the foundation needs to be there first.
Exactly. You need to have proper batteries in place, alternator, etc., and wiring before you decide to go and load those things, and then you're not going to get performance, and then you're in a bit failure.
You damage your amplifiers or
Yeah.
speakers. So what would you say in terms of persons clipping amplifiers? Now there's a lot of controversy and back and forth. A lot of persons don't understand, because a lot of the Brazilian amps, you have soft clipping and you have hard clipping, which is the soft, they would most of the time is orange or yellow, and hard clipping would be a combination of both orange and yellow and red or just red.
There's overclip.
So would you say it's safe to soft clip an amplifier, especially if it's being used to play lower frequencies?
Intermittently for competition, maybe. At the end of the day, as long as there is clip light, there is distortion, and it is going to result in damage to your speaker.
So at the end of the day, guys, you guys asked me privately this question and you heard it for yourself. At the end of the day, clipping is clipping. So whether it's soft clip, hard clip, anything in the middle, once you clip in, it's not desirable. It's not something that you would want. You're basically putting your equipment under a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Right? So those are some of the common failures you would say user would make and stuff. You were mentioning as well pulling out the RCA.
Yeah, having the unit on and taking out and putting in RCA while it's on, it's not recommended.
Okay, you get that sudden burp and it would.
Yeah, there are some instances whereby, remember, because of the shape of the RCA, the positive would go in force. So the ground would be missing. So then it just end up generate something that's called a sawtooth frequency, which is the speaker really make for play though.
Okay. So guys, you hear some technical reasoning behind it why it's not smart to eject the RCA and put it back in to the RCA input, because you were saying that the positive
It's going to make contact.
is going to make
So you
contact
have a
first.
ground missing, so you can get feedback. could result in damage to your coils and diaphragms, etc.
Okay. So at least I hope that that bit of information that you guys can take it, make sure it's hard copied into your minds, and don't forget to safeguard the equipment. But if the equipment so happens that it damages, where do they come to get that sorted, and what does that process entail when someone damages it? They make contact with you. How the process goes from there?
Well, usually we encourage you to get it to the shop, and we will do a diagnostics once you reach on the spot, and we'll give you a quotation. If you agree, well, you can afford to fix it, or you think it's wise based on our advice and your decision, and then we will give you a time to come back and pick it up.
Well, I know for sure that from my experience as well as a few other of my friends, you're very up to breast with your timing, because a lot of persons, they want the least amount of downtime.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially if competitions are coming up and they need to get it done. I know you try your best to meet the need of especially the competition guys when they have issues. I know too that some guys would have issue at an actual competition, and if you're at work, they can spin it by quickly if it's something you can get done, and you get it done expeditedly.
Yeah.
So guys, reach out to Robin, let him know your issues, and I'm sure he can assist you to get it fixed. Robin, what is your how do they find this location physically?
You could look for Robin's Electrical Service and Repair Center on Google Maps. It's on there.
Google Maps.
So you'll find your direction.
Okay, and you would mind to mention your number, even though maybe it's online?
Yeah, it's 626-3287.
Alright guys, so reach out to Mr. Robin if you have any electrical issue, not only with audio, but any electrical equipment. Reach out to him. Tell him when you come, you're gonna get a discount. Tell him Harmonic sent you. Alright? Have a good day.